Hello everyone, I am the F1 team and welcome to my brand new video. It is my 2019 Mexican Grand Prix review. Let's get straight into my qualifying report. After I've just remembered this, I told you about my latest social media account. You can subscribe to the F1 team, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can also now follow me on Twitter as well. So that's also at F1 team, like the Instagram. Let's get now into my qualifying report. So we originally thought it was going to be Max Verstappen on pole for the Mexican Grand Prix, but he actually admitted afterwards, they weren't going to investigate the stewards, but he actually admitted afterwards, very strangely, that he had not slowed down under yellow flags caused by Valtteri Bottas's incident. It was quite a big crash. It was a job for Mercedes to get it done without any penalties, but they did it. They're the best team in the grid. That's not my opinion, that is fact, by the way, so don't undercut me in the comments, that is fact. So on pole, or the grid I should say, he wasn't on pole to start with, but the grid is Charles Leclerc alongside Sebastian Vettel on the front row, Lewis Hamilton in third, and Max Verstappen fourth, and Alex Albon in fifth position. There was plenty to talk about at the start of the Mexican Grand Prix, with the main incident being between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Both of them went onto the grass at the turn 2-3 sort of complex, resulting in both of them dropping to 5th and 8th respectively. Verstappen behind both McLarens and I think Gasly as well maybe, and Lewis Hamilton behind just Carlos Sainz in terms of the midfield runners. Verstappen was acting like his former aggressive, like I said earlier, idiotic self, and he subsequently earned himself a puncture from the front wing of Valtteri Bottas. It was a fantastic move, however he just went in too far, and it did look like it worked, but he needed to judge it better, and he's been so good at that this season, the whole of the season since Monaco 2018. He's been fine. He's been maturing, or we thought he's been maturing. Wins in Mexico last year and in Austria this year, or in both years, but he didn't do it for me on Sunday. I know that they gave him driver of the day, but he wouldn't have been in that situation. He would have been in a position to win the race in the mood that he was in. But at some point, something was going to go wrong for him, and eventually, well, not even eventually, it went on pretty early on for Max Verstappen. And by the time he emerged from the pits after circling for a full lap with a puncture, he's come last, wasn't he? Soon to be replaced by Lando Norris after his left front hard tyre was not properly attached to his car, but still. What are you doing, Max? What are you doing? Alex Albon came in from third onto mediums, which indicates a two-stop. That is Verstappen's Red Bull teammate. Leclerc did follow him, unlike Vettel, with Ferrari, after Vettel refused to go onto that strategy, which ended up not losing him the race, but he was, I think if he'd have followed Ferrari's plan, he would have still been worse off, but then they put him onto a different one, which, I don't know. They lost the race in there somewhere, definitely. And I know Lewis Hamilton was good at managing his tyres really well, as he always is, and saying the world's going to end at the same time, but you always know that it's not. And Sebastian Vettel could have very easily won that race if he had maybe gone a bit longer. I mean, lap 23 was when Lewis Hamilton came in. Lap 37, he could have gone so much longer in those hards, got off the mediums. It wasn't good at all for Ferrari today. It's not good for them to be in such a good position, front row lockout, and still it manages to be close to Mercedes 1-2. So it all looked like the top four drivers are going to come together. Not so much Alex Albon. I wanted him. I was willing him on to get his first podium in Formula 1, but with him being so new to the Red Bull, and the Red Bull also really not being quite as quick in the race as on his setup, at least as the Mercedes and the Ferrari, it wasn't going to be for Alex Albon. So he was going to end up in 5th once all the pit stops had worked themselves out. Charles Leclerc's second pit stop was really bunged up by Ferrari, as you can tell. I'm a bit bunged up myself, but it was Charles Leclerc's pit stop that got bunged up by Ferrari, as well as many other pit stops. I think Kimi Raikkonen, who retired later on, Lando Norris, who retired later on. They both also had some pretty dodgy pit stops. But your top 5 for Mexican Grand Prix, it was all very anticlimactic. I put a GIF on Twitter, and it was the Arsenal manager in the Premier League, Unai Emery, who was celebrating something, and then it was like there'd been an offside flag or something, and he put his arms down, and he wasn't very happy anymore, because we all thought it was going to be a great last 15 laps, sort of Britain 2018-2017-esque, and it just didn't turn out that way. So your top five, they didn't come together. It was all dirty air and the high altitude, all those sorts of factors mixing in together. So your top five was Lewis Hamilton winning the race after a really great strategy. He really pushed only really towards the end-ish, but even then he didn't push much. He was really saving those tyres really well. Sebastian Vettel was only a couple of seconds behind, but he just couldn't get anywhere near Lewis Hamilton in terms of tyre saving. And pushing his car to the limit. Valtteri Bottas was in third place. When I said it got quite close to Mercedes 1-2, it looked like Bottas was going to pass Vettel at one stage, but he was unable to do that. Charles Leclerc, the pole man, in fourth. Disappointing weekend, or disappointing Sunday, I should say, for the Monegasque. And Alex Albon finished in fifth position. All credit to Alex. My driver of the day for the 2019 Mexican Grand Prix is Lewis Hamilton. He did a really good job to keep his car good for the end of the race, to keep his tyres good for the end of the race, despite telling us that the world was about to end. I mean, he's been telling us all week, but he told us on the radio as well. So my driver of the day for the Mexican Grand Prix is Lewis Hamilton. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, then please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the F1 Team YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. They're both at F1 Team. You'll find loads of great F1 opinions, news, and of course links to these videos here. That's all from me. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.